Good morning, Dodgers. I would like to welcome everyone and thank you for joining us as we honor our veterans. We now ask that you please stand and remain standing if able for the posting of colors, Pledge of Allegiance, and National Anthem. We will remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance and National Anthem.
Seated, and the DHS band will perform the musical selection for Country and Courage. Apologies. We would like to thank each of you for coming here today to honor our veterans. I am Jesse Yoder.
And I am Maddie Martin. Joining us on stage is Middle School Student Council Representative Gabe Becca and Mary Moore.
Today we gather to honor and remember the bravery and sacrifices of our veterans, who have given so much for our freedom and safety. Your presence with us today is a powerful reminder of the strength, courage, and dedication it takes to serve a cause greater than oneself.
As we honor you, we're reminded of the words from In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields, the poppies blow, between the crosses, row on row.
These lines remind us of those who have served before you, those who have fallen, and those who continue to carry the torch of freedom forward. Veterans, you have each taken up that torch, answering the calls to defend our country and uphold the values we hold dear. Because of your service, we live in a place of hope and freedom, where our students can dream of their future and pursue their goals.
As McCrae writes, to you from failing hands we throw, the torch, be yours to hold it high. In sharing your stories and sacrifices, you pass that torch to each of us, challenging us to live with gratitude, respect, and commitment. We thank you for your courage, for the example you set, and for all that you have given. We are honored to be in your presence today, and we promise to carry forward the values you have protected.
Life after war. When Vietnam veterans finished their tour of duty, they were put on freedom birds and sent home. They didn't have time to decompress like the veterans of other wars when they came home. They couldn't wait to leave all of their bad memories behind. They were trying to find salvation and some peace of mind. Instead of being welcomed home like veterans of Korea and World War II, people spit on them, called them horrible names, and threw rotten fruit at them too. When they arrived home, many didn't seem to fit in. Life and home, as they once knew it, wasn't the same as it had been. Many who were married at the time ended up getting divorced. Through no fault of their own, they were no longer the same person they were before. Their failed marriages were just another casualty of life after war. Some people wouldn't speak to Vietnam veterans when they came home. Maybe they didn't know what to say to them, or maybe they just didn't care. Maybe they were scared by the look of the thousand-yard stare. Many many veterans' families couldn't understand why they had changed. Those who have been, those who have seen war up close are never quite the same. Many of the images they've tried to forget still remain.
Certain sounds still bother them today. To them, fireworks sound like an M60. Some sound like motors or artillery rounds. Their first reaction when they hear them is incoming as they hit the ground. As hard as they try, some veterans just can't seem to find peace. Many go back to Vietnam every night when they close their eyes trying to sleep. A friend of mine was a truck driver in Vietnam, which was a dangerous job. Sounds easy, doesn't it? They were called moving targets and bullet stoppers. Something else that brings back memories of Vietnam is the whooshing blades of a helicopter, better known as a chopper. Many veterans still have visions of the death and destruction of their time spent in hell. They still have nightmares of the things they swore they would never tell. After being home for a while, some of their friends still treated them differently than before. Sadly, for Vietnam veterans, that's just a part of life after war. Many have found salvation and moved on with their lives. They will never forget their buddies who died and still wonder why they survived. If you've never served in the military, being a veteran is something you'll never understand. It's hard to explain to the average man. The bad memories fade, but they never go away. They will never forget the names of their brothers who died. Hopefully, one day, they will find peace by allowing themselves to cry. Many still ask themselves, why them and not me? And why and what for? In case you've ever wondered what it's like to be a veteran, Maybe these words will give you a glimpse of a veteran's life after war. On behalf of the Dodgeville School District, thank you, veterans, for your service and dedication. You are truly an inspiration to all of us. At this time, DES 3rd and 4th grades will perform, followed by DMS 6th, 7th, and 8th grade choirs.
The answer is flowing in the wind. How many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? Listen, how many years must a man before he can hear people cry? Yes, and how many times must it take till he knows that too many people have died? The answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing in the wind. How many years can a mountain exist before its country sees the king? Yes, it's 3 birds of winter taste before the paradise sing. Inside every let freedom ring, let freedom ring, let freedom ring.
Thank you, DS and DMS students. Please help me in welcoming Commander Terry Wilkinson to the stage. Commander Terry Wilkinson is the post commander of the Dodgeville Veterans of Foreign Wars. He has served in this role for the past 23 years as a veteran of the U.S. Navy.
Before I begin today, I'd like to thank the Mustang Composition Cheer Team for being here again this year to help celebrate Veterans Day. I would also like to thank them for the last 2 years of helping welcome home veterans on the Badger Honor Flight, returning home from Washington, D.C. to see the memorials that were built in their honor. Their presence at the Dane County Airport is greatly appreciated. Thank you all for being here today with me as we celebrate Veterans Day. As a veteran, I stand before you with a profound sense of pride, humility, and gratitude. I've been where many of you and our fellow service members have been, serving our great country with unwavering dedication, yet facing the many challenges that come with it. Today, I want to focus on the importance of Veterans Day, not only from my perspective as a veteran and VFW member, but also the collective duty we as U.S. citizens share in honoring our veterans and ensuring the true essence of this day is not forgotten. Veterans Day holds a special place in my heart, as it does for all veterans who have worn the uniform of our great nation. It is a day that reminds us of the commitment we made to defend the principles of freedom, liberty, and justice. It is a day when we reflect on the time spent away from home, the bonds formed with our brothers and sisters in arms, and the sacrifices made on both our native and foreign shores to protect the American way of life and aid those striving to enjoy their own freedoms. Veterans Day isn't merely about acknowledging our own service or expressing gratitude. It is about making Veterans Day a touchstone for understanding, education, and appreciation for all Americans. And I believe it's our job as veterans to help ensure that the true significance of this day isn't lost in the noise of department store sales or everyday life. We must work to remind our nation that Veterans Day isn't just another holiday on the calendar. It is a profound reminder of not only the commitment and sacrifices of all those who have served, but the painstakingly high cost of freedom paid by those who have selflessly laid down their own lives and futures to protect ours. As veterans, we have been witness to the harsh realities of war and conflict, and the lasting impacts our service has had not only on our lives, but those of our loved ones too. We stood shoulder to shoulder with our comrades, facing adversity together, overcoming obstacles that, at the time, seemed insurmountable. We've lost friends, experienced both physical and invisible wounds of war, and yet we continue to stand for the values that define our nation. Every American, no matter where they live or what they do, reaps the benefits of the service and sacrifice of those who believe in something greater than themselves. And while the debt we owe them can never be repaid, commemorating Veterans Day is a start. It's a shared responsibility and an effort which ties all Americans, veterans and non-veterans alike, together. The true meaning of Veterans Day must be projected beyond parades and school assemblies, city ceremonies, and memorials. It's about telling the veteran story and the lessons we've learned. Every veteran takes away a different life's lessons from our military service, and sharing that wisdom with America's youth is how we ensure a brighter future for all. We must remind others that the lives we live and the freedoms we enjoy come with painful reminders of just how high the cost of freedom is. As a veteran, I'm here to help ensure that the importance of Veterans Day is understood by all. And I encourage everyone here to engage in the tough conversations, to share your experiences and participate in community events that raise awareness and honor our military and veteran community. We must make it our shared mission to educate future generations that at its core, the American spirit is defined by resilience, selflessness, and commitment. Today's world is often hyper-focused on our differences, and Veterans Day provides us an opportunity to remember that despite our different beliefs and lifestyles, our desire for a better life has always united us. Every veteran that has proudly worn the uniform of our nation has served along someone who is different, had different belief systems, a different religion, a different upbringing. The list could go on. And yet all veterans put aside those differences to focus on the inherent values of freedom that allow us all to be different. Today and every day, we are grateful for the American veteran, for it is thanks to the American veteran that we're able to gather today and celebrate. I leave you with a happy Veterans Day to each and every one of my fellow veterans and a sincere and heartfelt thank you.
Thank you, Commander Terry Wilkinson. DHS Choir, under the direction of Savannah Benton, will perform at this time.
Strive for justice and peace. Those who work each day to protect us, come stand with the brave. Come stand with the brave who fight for freedom. On these shores and far across the seas, those who pledge their lives to protect us, come stand with the brave. Their service strengthens us, their service teaches us, and we are humbled by the sacrifice they give. Stand with the brave who fought before us, facing foes and dangers unknown. Those who gave their all to protect us, come stand with the brave. Come stand with the brave. Come stand with the
Thank you, DHS Choir. The DHS band will be joined by the middle school cheer team. The middle school cheer team has a routine that they have been performing in support of the Badger Honor Flight Network. The purpose of the Honor Flight Network is to ensure that World War II, Korean War, Vietnam War, and terminally ill veterans from any war have the opportunity to see the memorials that have been erected in their honor.
For over 200 years, the men and women of our armed services have defended the United States and continue to keep vigilant watch over our great nation. Created in 1775, the Army, Continental Navy, and Marines have participated in every war since the American Revolution. Our current Air Force originated in 1907 as the Aeronautical Division of the Army Signal Corps, and was later named the Army Air Corps, and finally the United Air Force after World War II. The debt of gratitude we as a nation owe these brave soldiers cannot be measured. With this tribute song, let us remember those who have fallen and those who continue to serve by standing when your service song is played. And let us all join in the singing of the last measures of America the Beautiful at the conclusion of this American Heroes Tribute. The United States Army. The United States Marines. The United States Air Force. Join us in the singing of America the Beautiful.
We will conclude the ceremony today with the retiring of the colors and taps. Thank you to our veterans and everyone for joining us here today. Thank you again for joining us here today. High school students, you may exit out of the back side of the gymnasium. Elementary school students, you will exit out of the front.